Hello, everybody. Thank you for returning to our YouTube channel. I'm Brian with Technology United for Ukraine, and we are now officially partnered with the Birds of Fury, a Ukrainian military R&D unit that helps us and we help them develop innovative technologies for the Ukrainian armed forces. We also work with other Ukrainian military units on weapons development, but this is our primary unit that we work with publicly and recruit through publicly. So if you're an engineer, scientist, or technology, anybody wants to help Ukraine, we're always looking for any volunteer. Please, link is in the description, and I'll put the Birds of Fury's link there too. Now let's get right into this. As of 12/31/2028, the losses on the battlefield, these are soldiers, Russian soldiers that have expired, is 789,550 with 1,610 lost just the other day. So then wounded is at 2,368,650. Combat, so armored combat vehicles is 20,030, 27 being added. Tanks, I'm sorry, 9,668 with 5 being added. Then artillery, again, the key thing to eliminate is artillery. It's 21,528 with 34 being added. Now let's get into some news here. I want to point something out here in the Kursk region. If we look, there was a HIMARS strike, and what they hit was a very important supply depot. Now, what they're trying to do is eliminate the ability of Russia to support the Kursk region. So if we go over here, this is where they struck, and they lost numerous officers. Russian officers were lost, and this is the Kursk area. And the Ukrainian special forces, now it wasn't a big village, but they did recently take over a village. And it's showing progress on their side, whereas it's been now, the Russians and North Koreans pushing into the Kursk region to push the Ukrainians out. The Ukrainians are now pushing back. So there is a weakening in this area. So it's very interesting. There have been flooding troops there. The Russians, North Korean troops, their troops, Chechens. On this side, you will see a large amount of Chechen troops and North Koreans on this axis of attack right now. Now, why don't we also look at, let me get rid of this here so I can get my ability to move around. Let me go down to, let me shrink this a little bit. Let's go down to, and here's something I wanted to show. This is Kharkiv. There has been absolutely no movement forward by the Russians. It's really a stalemate. And we see here where Kupiansk is, and then this Kherson area. I mean, Kharkiv, I'm sorry, Kharkiv area. There's been a lot of push by the Russians, but most of the attempts have failed, and they really haven't gained much ground. If we go backwards, it's not a significant amount of ground they've taken. If we go back, I mean, I'm going back days. I'm clicking, just not much. And at tremendous loss. And as we know, there is a new package coming into Ukraine, 2.5 billion, I believe. So that is going to be a great help on pushing back now. Now Pokrovsk, lot of fighting here. The Ukrainians have been repelling a lot of attacks on this axis here. But we're not seeing a tremendous amount of movement here. So the Ukrainians are probably doing a lot to hold this area, because as we know, the Russians like to move this way. They'll continue this way, and then they'll close this off here and take the city of Pokrovsk, which is what their goal is. Now let's go back in time a little bit. So I'm going to go back and let's see if I can blow this up a little bit. There we are. So let's look what's happening here. So we'll go back in time. So a little bit of progress over the last week. Boom, 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 boom. But again, the losses are just at the most astronomical levels. I mean, they're just throwing everything away. And if we look down here, they are beginning to close this area off here. So if we look here, this is starting to get closed off too. Let's go forward and we'll see them troops moving out. They'll at some point soon close this off. So they're going to have to pull these troops out. So that is where we're at, everyone. Thank you again for coming to the channel. Remember, we are now partnered with the Birds of Fury. Link is in the description if you'd like to join our growing movement in R&D, particularly weapons development. All right, like, share, and subscribe.